Welcome back, everybody, to the Gazette Radio Hour. Doug and John on AM-1220 KHTS, Santa Clarita's hometown station. It's the Gazette Radio Hour, the Gazette Radio Digest. Forget it.
Can you try it again?
Just forget it.
That was close, Doug.
The digest version. No, the
Santa Clarita Gazette. For all you need to know to be in the know.
The radio version.
Whatever.
Not that you said digest. What is
it's
digest?
Radio Digest version. Have you heard of Reader's Digest? I came up with the term Radio Digest. I've been saying it for 3 years, and now you're calling me on it?
That's a pretty dumb term.
But I've been
Radio
saying it
Digest.
for 3 years. Why are you calling me on it now?
Hi, I'm John. I'm with Digestion Radio. Dun, dun, dun. We don't help people's
John,
digestion.
this gets
Does
serious.
any of this stuff help your digestion, Doug?
Yeah, I have great digestion.
Really?
Yeah, I take
with the economy going in the tank or
Look,
not?
Obama, our president, was on the air 3 days ago talking about how, not on this show. He won't come. He doesn't like me. He won't come on this show.
There's a whole Secret Service and a temporary restraining order thing. It's Doug's
talking about that if you don't think the economy's in good shape, you're missing the boat, or some words to that effect. And then what report came out yesterday or today, John?
Well, the jobless rate is...
Yeah.
I think the economy created 38,000 jobs last month, which is
horrible,
ridiculously horrible. The projection was, I think, 236,000. I could be wrong. So about 200,000 jobs short.
No big deal, right?
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
The labor participation rate is the lowest in what, 30 years? Dropped even more. People just give up.
GDP, right?
Gross domestic product.
It's all-time low.
All-time low. But it's getting better.
Okay. He says it's getting better. I guess it's better.
I could run for office with that. It's just, wait a minute.
Just try
but hang on a second.
How can does he think we're that stupid, or does he have enough fans where he thinks if he says it, they'll believe him and say, yeah, he's a great president?
Doug, can I point something out to you?
Yeah.
This is how ridiculous this entire situation has gotten. What's Hillary going to do for the economy? What do you think? What has she said? Have you heard anything that she said? Okay.
I even wrote about it in Doug's rant.
What's Donald Trump going to do for the economy? He's
going
to make America great again. Does he say how?
Yes, he does, John.
How does?
Do you want to get into this now?
I want to get into this because everybody says, "Oh, I want to make America great again." I want to make sure. Oh, now we're rifling through the pages of the Gazette as we speak. What exactly is he going to say?
Here's what Hillary's first 100 days are going to be. Freeze deportation of legal immigrants. Enact full amnesty and a pathway to citizenship for illegals.
She's not going to be able to do that.
Provide access to welfare and grant working rights for illegals. Order all immigrant detention centers closed. Grant Obamacare eligibility to illegals and expand Middle Eastern refugee camps. Okay, here's what Trump said he's going to do. Rescind all job-destroying Obama executive orders, including the Climate Action Plan. Save the coal industry. Asked TransCanada to renew its permit application for the Keystone Pipeline.
Was he talking in I don't know, West Virginia when he made these promises?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Cancel the Paris Climate Agreement and stop all payments of U.S. tax dollars to UN global warming programs.
It sounds like he's just going to destroy the environment is what that sounds all like.
Yeah. Where did you get this information from, Doug?
The internet.
Oh, never mind. It must be true. There goes our show. Ooh.
No, I got it from DonaldTrump.com.
But have
HillaryClinton.com.
Have you noticed that?
All I'm saying is we have a lot better chance, of what's his name, Trump improving the economy than Clinton improving the economy.
Okay,
argue with me on that one.
I can argue with you on that one. Have you ever heard of something called an economic cycle?
Yeah.
Okay. What is an economic cycle, Doug? Isn't it about 7 years?
I don't know. I'm no economist.
It's about 7 years.
Yeah.
We're coming to the end of the... We hit the bottom in 2008. It doesn't matter who president was. Okay.
Okay.
Cycle's up. Guess what's going to happen next?
But there's things that are done to affect that.
It doesn't. Nah.
Yes.
You can speed it up. You can slow it down. But it's
you
still
can't tell me if you didn't lower all these regulations, do personal and corporate tax.
You know who got rid of
that would get.
Do you know who got rid of Glass-Steagall, which deregulated the banks in 2008 to allow those credit swaps to be traded?
Your buddy Bill
Clinton.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
what? Bill Clinton
oversaw an expanding economy.
Yes.
Right or wrong.
Why is that? And why is that?
Because he let free market go.
Cycle.
No.
Yeah.
I agree to a certain extent on cycles, but there's still things that Congress.
You can do things to speed it up or slow it down, but you can't change it.
I don't know. Anyway,
but you can't change it. Okay? You cannot change the cycle. You cannot change the cycle. All right, so what else you got? What else you got? You were yelling at me.
What are you pointing at?
You were yelling at me. Okay, so what was next?
What about Hillary calling Trump out on Foreign
what?
Affairs.
Oh, jeez.
She ripped him.
Yeah, well,
She called him dangerous, stupid. How's her record on Foreign Affairs when she had the most important Foreign Affairs job in the world?
She had all kinds of issues with Foreign Affairs. I will give you that one. The one that gets me, though, is if she were to sit there and go, look, does he have the temperament to be president? If she stops right there, she wins. Would you agree?
That one?
He does not have the temperament, I don't think, to be president. Now, the funny thing is, how much of that is his persona, his outward persona, and his, everybody's got an outside voice and an inside voice.
It's all persona.
Is it all persona? Is it all just, hey, I'm just riling up the voters, getting them out there? I'm not going to sit down and talk to Putin, and I don't get my way and go, you're fired.
Yeah, I don't agree with his persona on camera in public. But from what I've heard and from people that have been around him, his persona is a lot different behind closed doors.
So, I
think that's the guy we're going to get.
I just don't think, I'm not sure Hillary should be throwing a whole lot of glass stones on foreign policy. I've got more experience versus, because this is, you can see the debate. You guys can see the debate. I have more experience. I'm sorry, I'll do it in my Hillary Clinton voice. I have more experience. Sorry, that was a joke. That was a bad joke, but it was pretty funny. I have more experience than Donald Trump. I have more experience than Hillary Clinton. It's going to be, I have more experience than Donald Trump. Yeah, but your experience is horrible. You've done some bad things.
Yeah.
So, and nobody gets anywhere.
Say, he hasn't done anything, so how can you get back?
And nobody gets anywhere. All right, what else you got?
Okay, 6 months ago, if I would have told you that Donald and Hillary are going to be tied in the polls for the general election, what would you have told me?
Stop. Put the crack pipe down.
Yep. And what's happened right now?
Are they officially tied?
Pretty close.
And then, actually, I probably would have said the same thing that I'll say right now. So what? It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
the polls don't matter, people. It's the Electoral College.
Okay, what about the shooting at UCLA?
I don't understand how that could have happened.
Why?
Isn't it a gun-free zone?
Really?
Yeah.
So you're not supposed to have guns.
You're not supposed to have guns there.
So that means, are you getting sarcastic about this, John?
Yeah.
So does that, John? Are you trying to say it was human behavior that caused the shooting?
Yeah.
It was the guns.
It was the guns.
No, but what really
the guns caused the shooting?
Now, what if the guy would have had a knife and would have stabbed the professor?
Well, I don't think it's a knife-free zone.
Okay. So
Look,
that
my point is, tragedy, absolutely. Once again, a mental health issue, most likely.
Yes.
We will probably find out more and more and more as things go on. And it seems like it's going down that rabbit hole very quickly of a mental health disease. Okay? There's all kinds of issues with he had a kill list of people that he thought he was paranoid, thinking people were stealing his work. Okay? There are ways to handle it, ways not to handle it. Obviously, violence isn't an answer, and this is a horrific tragedy. It's scary the way that UCLA handled it, although I think they handled it correctly. It bordered on overreaction to something like this, but you really can't because you don't know.
Well, at the time, yeah.
So I get all that, and that's fine. I don't have too much of a problem with that. But when you see people starting to use this as a gun control issue, it's got nothing to do with gun control. It's got absolutely nothing
what if
to do
he
with
would have
gun
drove
control.
his car into the building?
Exactly.
And
Are we going to do car control
It's
issue?
the behavior
we should
of
have the right to
human
drive?
being.
It's one of those things where I think we miss the big picture because of the tragic picture.
Yep.
And that's
And when it happens initially, all kinds of emotions bubble to the surface, and that's when you get.
Well, if he didn't have a gun, none of this would have happened. Well,
speaking of emotions, John, what about the violence we're seeing at the Trump rallies?
Oh, we're back to those things. I don't understand that either. Okay, from a pure constitutional supporter standpoint, one of the things that we're based on in the United States is free speech. We have to be. That's how the country started.
Yep.
Religious persecution, we came here for freedom of speech, freedom of religion. Those are core values. They should be core values. And they were, at least I thought, core values of the Democratic Party. Now, the same thing can be said for Trump supporters that go to a Bernie rally and throw eggs and yell and scream. That's fine, but why not? Whatever happened to us supporting our party and not necessarily demeaning everybody else?
Right.
Did that go out the window and I wasn't paying attention?
It looks like it.
I blame millennials, Kerr. Sorry,
you're back to the millennial thing?
It just happened. It's that time of. It's that
Are you
time
saying
of
that
day.
because there's millennials sitting in the studio?
They're surrounding you.
Surrounding me.
I guess I find it hypocritical that the left, the Democratic Party, is the party of peace and love.
But the same thing, you can't go hypocritical on just the Democrats. It's the Republicans
but
too.
I'm talking about as far as this violence stuff.
And I guarantee you, there were violence. There's going to be violence at a Bernie rally, or there's going to be somebody yelling down.
Do you think, though, to that extent? Do you think if Hillary's going to be doing a campaign rally somewhere, a bunch of right-wing people are going to show up and cause trouble?
And if that happens, then what? Are the Republicans hypocrites now, Doug? Are you going to call us Republicans hypocrites?
Yeah,
You have to call both sides.
absolutely. Oh, yeah,
and
absolutely.
that's my point.
But I don't think it's going to happen.
I'm sure
Only
it
the
has.
violence has only happened at Trump rallies. It hasn't happened at Bernie rally except for Black Lives Matters.
Yeah.
But other than that,
but it's not just the violence. It's
you
the
know what the problem
shouting
is,
down.
too? Hillary can't get anybody to go to her rallies. So.
Oh,
anyway,
wow.
anyway.
Now you're pushing it, Doug.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
Can we switch to something much more exciting?
Yes, let's do.
Like what? Because I watched the NBA final game. It wasn't exciting.
Hey,
I'm
the
sorry.
Gazette has a new sports editor. Did you hear about that?
I did. I did.
Yeah.
I did.
It's our own Mr. Sports,
Oh, it's
Keir
me.
Chapman.
Oh,
Keir
Oh,
Chapman.
wow.
Congratulations
Oh,
on the
thank
promotion.
you. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, as your agent, I expect my 10%.
Wow.
It's only fair.
We'll have that discussion off.
yeah, that'll be a good discussion.
Anyway, Mr. Sports, you wrote a great article this week called "The Human Side of Sports," I believe.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what motivated you to write that and what it's about?
Well, and it's not just about sports, but since I'm a sports writer, I kept it to sports. But like with celebrities and public figures, we have a way of dehumanizing when things happen to them. Like in the extreme example I used in the article is Bryce DeJean, I believe it's DeJean, I don't know exactly how it's pronounced, Jones, and he last Saturday was killed accidentally breaking into the wrong apartment when he was drunk. And to be fair, like the homeowner was completely in his rights, not a gun control thing, although he was shot. He was completely in his rights to, defend his home. But after that, you go through like the comments of the story, like, oh, this kid deserved to die. This kid, like, what's he doing breaking into apartments? If I was the homeowner, I'd have shot him 10 times out of 10. It's like he was 23 years old. He was younger than I was. But yet we take this stance of like, oh, this kid deserved to die because he was making a mistake. It's not obviously a pattern of a pattern of behavior is different. Like with Greg Hardy, who has
that's a pattern of behavior.
Yeah, just really beat up his girlfriend and has shown no remorse about it. Yeah, you could judge him negatively, but like a kid who made one mistake, a mistake that was costly to his life.
Are we throwing Ray Rice in that?
Ray Rice, I'm not happy with his behavior, but by all accounts, he's tried to make amends for it. His wife has said he's made amends. He's, shown that he's trying to make amends. He's not getting signed because he's not very good anymore. I think that's
running backs past their prime. But.
Yeah, I think the press and the public would not be happy that he was signed, but I don't think it'd be like a big outcry, like if Greg Hardy got signed again. Because Greg Hardy played after a year after he did all his things, But yeah, we have a way of just taking these public figures and just making harsh judgments that take the human side out of who they are, take out any kind of emotion of the choices that they make or any kind of emotion of who they are, and just make very rash judgments very quickly.
Is that because do you think that's because we get jaded when we see people like OJ?
Right.
Beloved figure, for all intents and purposes, committed two gruesome murders. At least okay, technically maybe he didn't, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Or somebody like Kobe. Oops, did I just say Kobe Bryant? Yes, I did.
See, Kobe,
people forgot about that.
Kobe was given a pass. Yeah, no, I think if it doesn't like kill you,
he
that,
paid for his pass, literally.
That's true.
He bought his wife a massive ring and probably had her sign a prenup.
I think the lady that brought the charges probably is pretty well off right now.
She's probably pretty well off too.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's probably how come we dehumanize these guys, because they're playing on such a large scale.
Right, and we see them like in the media, and it feels like they owe us something when we see them. It's like we're supporting your career, we're supporting all this, so you give us like everything. You try to keep everything positive. You try to be like the best you can be because we're supporting your whole career. So that we feel like they owe us something. So when they mess up, it's like, okay, well, you've hurt me personally, even though you don't know me personally. You've hurt me personally. I'm gonna take it back out on you.
The Washington Capitals have ripped my heart out.
Right. It's like
Sorry, I threw that out there.
Speaking of playoffs,
that's perfect.
Speaking of playoffs, both the men's lacrosse. There's a lacrosse update because this is all I had. University of Maryland men's lacrosse and University of Maryland women's lacrosse both lost to North Carolina in the championship game. I'm done with sports.
Breaking news.
I'm done with sports.
In your honor, I tried watching. Is it a match or a game?
Game.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
What is is it the field of pitch?
No,
like
that's
in soccer.
That's
I know it's soccer.
I do have European 2016 shit.
But John, I want you to take back something you keep saying on this show, that the NBA playoffs are boring.
Nah.
After yesterday's game, I don't think you really can. Unfortunately,
I can't. You can't
Well,
take that
how
back.
about Game 7 of Oklahoma City?
Game 7 of Oklahoma City was not exciting.
Oh, John.
It was not.
It was the tale of two halves, man.
It was
That's the best kind of game.
The atmosphere was electric. The crowd was nuts.
Absolutely, because it's Game 7. You could be Game 7 of the Tiddlywink Championships. It'd be exciting if you're going to say, "Oh, it's a Game 7."
That
but
would
look
be
at the
exciting.
look at the style of play, the type of basketball. It's clear out. Okay, Golden State is a fun team to watch because instead of 1 millionaire that they clear out for, or 1 billionaire they clear out for, they have 2.
Right.
Okay, and that's it.
But there's a lot of passing, a lot of ball.
There's a lot
movement.
more
It's
passing
fun
for
to
both
watch.
these teams. I'll give you that, but it's still. I don't
I mean,
think
Golden State
any-
won because of their bench, which
Yeah, well,
and that's which I
yesterday.
guess is exciting from like a coaching adjustment standpoint. If
Yeah.
you really like the nuances of the game.
Yeah, it was
But-
hard to watch.
Yeah.
It's a hard product to
Do
watch.
you think that Durant and Westbrook were the cause of the downfall for Oklahoma City with their selfish play?
No, because if they're not there,
They wouldn't have gotten-
Oklahoma
yeah.
City's like a lottery team. They're picking like 5th overall. They have they're starting Andre Robertson.
I think I watched the game, but I thought that it was Golden State was a better team. Period.
Yeah, Golden State's all.
And they had 1 or 2 bad games, or they had 1 bad game, and then Oklahoma got lucky for a game, and they're expected to win 1 game anyway.
Right, they won 2.
And all of a sudden it was like, wait a minute, there's 3 games? Oh gosh, we
Right.
better start playing. And
Right.
then they turned it on.
Yeah.
It was like toying with them, I thought.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, Doug, and it's I don't know how to fix it. I don't know whether you.
But no, I'm saying it's a personal opinion or perception on your part. Because I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's a great brand of basketball.
But that's your opinion.
Well, when I say I'm not sure, it
Now-
is my opinion, Doug. That's what we do on the show. We give our opinion.
Okay, but I'm saying you got 18,000 people that jam the stadium or the arenas
Right.
for these things, and they go nuts over it. They
Now-
obviously like it.
Now, John, do you like the older like '80s like Smash Mouth like rough like beating each other up on the court?
There's a lot to
style?
be said for that, where you
Right,
know,
right.
somebody's coming down the lane and you just kind of like back out of the way and let them score.
Yeah,
As opposed to trying to play defense and getting them to stop from scoring.
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
and I think in that sense is more of how they call fouls now,
Yeah.
because like you could usually stop like back then you could usually stop someone from coming down the lane just by giving them
Yeah.
like kind of like a hard shove and be like, okay,
it
move on.
It seems like they've elevated, and this is my point, Doug. Not necessarily that the sport itself is boring, because I actually love college basketball. Okay, basketball can be very exciting. This brand of basketball now, and I don't know whether it's the complete lack of great rivalries. Maybe this will become one.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
2
think
finals in a
so.
row. Yeah, that's probably the best rivalry that
it's
you got.
possible, but this is the best you've got. And do you have strong feelings either one way or the other? Unless you're from Oklahoma or from Golden State.
I don't know how the rating
From
goes.
Oakley.
Yeah.
Or a fan of one of those players.
Right.
You're not going to have a lot of feelings.
But you
over
know,
that.
when this series goes back to Cleveland, that's going to be the atmosphere is going to be great, and it's going to
Of
be.
course, nobody's talking about the atmosphere in the arena. The atmosphere in the arena is going to be great. I'm
I
talking about
know.
the product. Okay, the actual
Well, we'll
product.
just have to agree to disagree.
Now, do you think
I'll
Matthew
agree you're wrong.
Dellavedova is going to be suspended for
Did you see that?
the low blow
I
to
saw it.
Andre Iguodala?
Oh, no, he was reaching for the ball. It's very singular right there. Very important to be singular.
You're bad.
Yes.
Really?
He was reaching. I think it was a basketball play.
You think so?
Don't you?
No.
Really? You think he was
No,
gonna
I think it was
suspend-
as much of a basketball play as Draymond Green's, but I think it should be called a basketball play by the NBA refs
Yeah.
if they want to stay consistent
Now-
with how they've been calling it.
Exactly.
I was listening to Michael Thompson, who is Klay Thompson's dad, who does radio show here.
You weren't listening to KHTS?
No,
That's your
over
hometown
ESPN.
station, Doug.
That is
Anyway,
your hometown station. That's Valencia's hometown
He
station.
was
San Francisco's hometown
criticizing
station.
Steve Kerr, which is his son's coach, so I don't know if it's conflict of interest,
Right.
about not being more vociferous to the referees. He thinks there's too much fouling going on.
Can you describe that word you just used?
Probably not.
Vociferous. Adamantly.
Oh,
He should have been
I like
upset.
that. I
He should have
like
been
that.
more upset. The problem with that is, like, every play,
I
there's a
think what he
foul.
was getting at, he needs to show his players that he's standing up for them.
Right.
I don't know about that one. To me, it's you've either got to let them play and be consistent in letting them play, or you have to call it, and you just do marches up and down the court, shooting free throws.
Yeah, which I mean,
It's
luckily everyone in this series is somewhat good of a free throw shooter. Otherwise, we kind of have that.
Yeah,
Except for
right.
you could start fouling Tristan Thompson if the game starts getting
the hack a shack.
yeah, which they're trying to get rid of. But I don't know how you
Yeah.
would do that.
3 shots.
Maybe I mean,
Well, I think
that is just
actually
going to get 3 misses in a row.
The one I heard is just like hockey.
But,
5 fouls, you get a 2-minute penalty. They got to play 5-on-4.
that would completely change the
Wouldn't it be
game of
awesome?
basketball.
Make it maybe a little bit better. Maybe that's what we should do. We should do it. How do we change sports? What's the best way? I always think, put one team. We are Dodgers. Dodgers are playing the Giants. Put a giant in the outfield when the Dodgers are up at bat, or when the Giants are up at bat. A designated tackler.
Now, so where would you put what is a Dodger then? Like someone that's not going to be playing baseball? Like how do you help?
Yeah.
How does that help them?
No, you'd put no. Okay, so I'm up at bat. Okay, you're on my team. You're in the outfield. I hit a long fly ball to right field.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could just.
You could smear the guy and make sure he doesn't catch it.
I could just lay him out.
Yeah. But you got
okay.
to start at second base.
Oh, that's a running start.
So it's a running start.
Oh, that's amazing. That's even better.
Isn't it great? Full contact baseball.
That reminds me of Little League when the other team would be short a player.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to put the other. That always bothers me.
Speaking of Little League, how the Dodgers doing, Dick?
I want to go back something real quick on basketball.
Oh,
Do you
geez.
find
How
it?
do you always go back?
I know. Do
of
you find it
basketball.
a little weird about Luke Walton being the coach, assistant coach of the Golden State, when as soon as it's over, he's going to be the head coach of the Lakers?
I don't know.
That's a little-
I feel like if I was him, I'd be checked out now. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm
Yeah.
dreaming of driving down to LA. You know, I'm
All right.
I'm stuck.
Speaking
in
of
the
Little
fu-
League,
Oh.
how about the Dodgers? You stopped us for that. We've got about a minute and a half left, Doug.
No,
We
I
could've-
lied.
You wanted to talk
I felt
Dodgers.
Who wants to talk about the Dodgers?
Yeah.
No, Doug. We are.
Aaron-
As he
Aaron
reminds
are,
me. As he reminds me quite often. We are the Dodgers station.
We our board up here disowned him. He's been a lifelong fan. He
Disowned him.
decided to
Okay,
disown him.
hop on the mic. I feel like you got to
Yeah,
be on
let's
here
hear
right
this.
now.
You officially disowned him. There's plenty of room on other
over.
bandwagons.
It's over.
Are you a Giant fan now?
No,
Okay.
but I'm a free agent now.
It ain't-
Free agent.
Yeah.
So
They've
why-
nothing, they've done
Orioles are
nothing
playing
but
well.
break
Why
my
the
heart.
abrupt dismissal of your lifelong team?
I think they've done nothing but break my heart for
Does that make you a
21
bandwagon
years.
fan? Then?
No.
You're
20
hopping off
fan?
the bandwagon. There's
He's
some
hopping-
sort
no,
of
he's
bandwagon.
hopping off. No. Hang on. I think there's precedent here. He's been a fan for 20 years. Mm-hmm. How many World Series have they won in the last 20 years?
Easy.
Two?
Nothing.
In the last 20
None.
years?
Oh, 20. You're right. None.
Yeah, since he's
Zil-
been a fan,
I
they haven't
thought-
won a
no,
World
30.
Series.
So it's like a
I'm an
statute
LA
of
It's
fan.
about
You gotta
time. It's
win.
a statute of limitations. He's
Okay,
allowed to move
okay,
on.
that's fair,
He's
that's
allowed
fair.
to move on. So now you cannot.
Yeah, you
For
can't
once,
come back.
for one season, you're not allowed to come back.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Gazette Radio Hour
Unless
rules.
you sit there and you say they haven't done the following,
Right.
and they go out and they do the following.
Okay.
Okay, like they haven't gotten any pitching. They go out and spend a bunch of money on pitching.
Ah.
Then you can come
So
back.
like a list of demands.
Yeah.
The problem is
Wow.
they
That's
have
exactly
no
what I did.
pitching.
Look, I
they
can
have no
diagnose
hitting.
the problem with the Dodgers for the past 5 years. We have no bullpen.
They have no bullpen.
No bullpen.
And this year we had no offense.
No middle relief at all.
No. And Clayton
That's-
Kershaw is going to go ghost.
And if you
in the
actually
playoffs.
take a
We
look
all
at
know
it,
that.
if you take a look at it, that's how teams win. It's not necessarily you can have a good starter. You can have
Yeah.
2 or 3 average
It's the
starters.
bull.
But you want anyway. All right, you've been listening to Gazette Radio Hour. Thanks, guys.
Is it over?
It is over.
It's never over.
Gazette Radio Hour
It's
with Doug
never
and
out.
John.
We just continue on
and
next week.
Sports, Mr. Sports.
Sports.
On AM-1220 KHTS, Santa Cruz hometown station. We are back next week.
See ya.